Hi guys, I'm Danny, and I started a Sunday gym because I've noticed lately that people tend to go to colleges and universities without actually knowing why they're there. And afterwards, starting jobs that are unfulfilling. So I'm interviewing different professionals to see what they have to say and share their knowledge and experience with you. I hope you enjoy it. Right on, Clan. Thank you for being with me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. And yourself?
Can't complain, all is well. The program will be focused on three main questions. What do you do for a living? How did you get there? And how did you knew that this was the way to go? So tell us what you do for a living, please.
Okay. So I am an author, I'm a dietitian, and I'm a podcaster. I have been writing from a young age. I got to publish my first book in 2019. I always had a love for telling stories. I remembered as a child, I would make up fictional characters and I would tell my family those stories. And you could tell that on their faces that they believe the stories that I told them. Writing has always been a safe haven for me. That's where I got to express myself. I've also published other books as well. The first book was in 2019, but after that, I have published four other books. I got to be an author slash writer because I just love what I did. I always wanted to tell stories and change lives, make a difference. Knowing that someone can relate to my story or can relate to these stories, and it may change their lives and motivate them.
I can just picture you as a little kid telling those stories and having the biggest smile on earth. That because children are like ridiculously pure when it
Mhm.
comes to this. So I can just imagine you in the living room with everybody else and on the carpet or something like that.
Yeah, it was amazing. I did like it, and
Yeah.
that's why I continue writing. So that's one of the reasons why, yeah, I became an author, a dietitian.
I
Um,
was about to ask about that because this is a
yeah.
ridiculously important topic. A very dear friend of mine,
hmm
whose job was a bit odd, so he gained a lot of weight, a lot, shortly.
Oh.
And
Mm.
he went to a professional dietitian,
Mhm.
not any of those Google craziness that we read about, like a professional guy.
Mhm.
And he dropped like 5 kilograms, which is I think about 10 pounds, in 1 month without any exercise because he has physical issues, so he shouldn't be exercising for about a year
Mhm.
or something. So just by watching what you eat, you can have tremendous results. So I just wanted to hear about that as well.
Yeah, that's so true what you're saying, Danny. Why I became a dietitian is because of the interest I had in health and nutrition and wellness. Um, I love helping people make better food choices to reach their goals. I did my undergraduate at Andrews University and my master's in public health as well. Andrews University is in Michigan. So I have been practicing as a dietitian for over 11 years. Right now, I'm practicing in New York. What I do, Danny, is that I create meal plans. I do medical nutrition therapy. I kind of work with the client, and I always say that. I give an analogy that way. When the client comes to me, I say, okay, this is your wardrobe. We're going to work with your wardrobe. We're going to take some stuff out. We're going to add some stuff in, healthy stuff in. So I kind of do the analogy of having a wardrobe and taking stuff out, putting healthy stuff in, mix and matching. So this is how I kind of work with my clients to kind of make them reach their goals by not telling them like, like doing a whole new wardrobe for them because everybody's food preferences are different.
Yeah. And there isn't a specific blueprint for all of us. Like it's an individual case. Every time it's like that.
Yes, you're very right. It is. So, I have worked in the hospitals, I have worked in community programs, and I love the diversity of people and just learning different cultures, assisting with their needs and just making a difference. Because everybody, as I said, everybody's meal plan is different, especially when you do get somebody who is in their 70s and somebody who's in their 80s and they've been diagnosed with, diabetes or they have high blood pressure. It is very difficult to just give this person a new wardrobe, like a new diet. You have to work with what they have in order to help them reach their goals because they're so used to what they've been having for years. Remember, they're 70 something, they're
Yeah.
80. So you can't just come in and just say, hey, I'm going to give you this whole new, wardrobe that the person is never familiar with or some foods they've never had before. So working with this person individually and creating a meal plan to help this person reach their goals. That's what I do. And I love what I do because it
Me
changed
too.
and it makes a difference in people's lives.
And you're like super sunny and obviously super passionate about what you're doing. Honestly, I'm pretty sure that there is like one place you will never be a dietitian, and that's in North Korea. I'm pretty sure everyone else will love you.
You never know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I don't think it will be a good idea to go over there and tell them about diets for obvious reasons.
I don't think so too. For my safety, I don't think so too.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's
You covered how did you get there? I love that you basically are doing what you've always wanted to do, and that's tremendous. And I'm actually in the same boat because this podcast and it's a hobby, but it's a useful hobby to display a few things that I believe that are very important. But I've always knew that I will be in a financial department. My high school diploma is economics and finance, so is my bachelor, and so is my master. If I ever do a PhD, it will be about that as well, because this is what I've been doing for 14 years. I love it. A lot of people are, however, not like us. I'm
Mhm.
sure you've noticed it there. It's happening all over Europe. I don't think the United States is that different in that department. And people tend to go to colleges and universities. And again, I am not against those academic institutions. I went
Mhm.
there and excuse me, I went there and I loved it. I loved every day of it. And afterwards, I started the job that is very related to what I studied. It was perfect. However, more and more people every year are not like that. They
Mhm.
start the whole educational process because they believe that once you have the diploma and the degree, your life will be ridiculously easy. Definitely not true. They get frustrated, and I understand because keep in mind we're talking mostly, not all, but mostly about young people that just pretty much lost between 4 and 6 years of their life, and it's time they will never get back. They
Mhm.
start a job that's not for them. Again, this is not an insult. I definitely did not make all this to insult people, but just like I am not good at certain things, uh, uh, as people, we're good at stuff and we're not good at other stuff. That's how it is. Uh,
Mhm.
and they end up being miserable. Now, I kind of understand being miserable when you're young and alone, but once you get to have a significant other, a wife, a husband, children, well, you're carrying that misery in the home and you can never really hide it. No matter how good of an actor one is, you can never really hide it. And you you did cover it, but again, writing 4 or 5 books, being around other people. You are obviously a tremendously talented woman, and not only that, but you have remarkable people skills. Otherwise, I don't think you would have been able to do it. I've interviewed artists before. None of them are in this for the money. It's just something you have it in you. But with all the skill sets that you had, you could have been many other things. So how did you know that this was the way to go for you personally?
Well, as I said, as a child, growing up, I didn't grow up in riches and I didn't grow up in, a big upper class family. Um, but I grew up as my mom raised me, a single mom, And I saw the struggles that she went through in order to get me to a point in my life that I needed to get to. So I saw my mom struggle and I saw other moms, single moms struggle. And this was one of the reasons why I have that desire in me to help people, um, to make a difference in the world, to be of value to people. I think the main thing is to be of value to other people.
Yeah.
Um, and when you're of value to other people, you're not selfish. You want this person to succeed. You want people to succeed. You're not looking at yourself only, you're looking at the bigger picture and you're looking at other people, how you want other people to succeed. So for me, taking on being a dietitian, um, being an author, being a podcaster, it kind of helps me reach people in different areas and in different ways. Being an author, you reach people and people reading your books and your
Yeah.
stories. Being a dietitian, you reach people in a different way in health and you touch people's lives. Being a podcaster, you also reach people throughout the world. Letting people know the stories that you're telling, and not only letting people know the stories you're telling, but getting other people on your podcast to tell their stories. So whoever's watching would not see your stories alone, but would have a total understanding of other people's stories as well. So this is one of the reasons, these are the reasons why I chose those avenues.
And you've chosen well because again, you're super sunny and what you're doing is tremendous. It really impacts a lot of people and the best thing is that it's like natural to you. You know what I mean? It's when you saw something like that, it's like I'm always giving that example because you know the weather here is perfect. I love it. It's warm, like ridiculously warm, but we have severe winters. And this feeling around the beginning of November when I put those old gloves and they fit perfectly, that's how I think you are when you're doing what you're doing because it fits you perfectly.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Danny. Well, thanks for the compliment. Thank you so much.
Totally an observation. I don't really do compliments. I'm not very good at those because I speak a lot and I don't have a filter and I sound ridiculous a lot of times. And
Thank
I speak multiple languages. It's not about English. I sound ridiculous on many languages. I'm very gifted when it comes to being ridiculous. I have,
you're Danny. You're expressing yourself. You're fine.
thank you. I have a fourth question, and I never put it in the request when I'm inviting guests. And I am certain that you can talk about this for months. But if
Mhm,
you can give me one real quick example and
mhm,
one real quick practical advice for
mhm.
my audience is again people that are just wondering if this is for me, if this job is for me, if this education will do me any good, if I'm on the right track. If you can give those people one advice from top of your head, what will it be?
I would say don't give up. I would say if you have a goal and if you have something you love to do in life, I know there are obstacles and there are challenges, but if you focus on that one thing that you want to do, but that one thing you want to do, it doesn't have to be all about you. It has to be about others. That's how you grow. That one thing that you want to do, whether it's a dietitian, whether you want to be a doctor, whether you want to be a nurse, it has to be about other people. That's why I said being of value to others. That's how your value come about when you are of value to others.
I couldn't agree more. You sound very much like my father when I was young. I started a job. My first job was in a place that was very bad. It was hell. That's why one of the rules is no politics because I was working for the government.
Mhm.
You know that movie? I think it was 50. It went out 15 years ago with Johnny Depp, and he was a pirate. You remember that?
Oh, the Caribbean thing? Pirate
Yes,
of the
those
Caribbean?
ones.
Oh, okay, okay,
And
okay.
you know when
Mhm.
he walks into a ship and everybody are like part of the ship and part of the furniture? That's how the government is like. The people that are like that, we're like one with the building. It was horrible.
Okay.
And I was a wreck. I hated it. I hated every day. Like I worked there for almost 4 years. So,
Mhm.
but I was a very miserable man. And my father sat me down one time and said, "Listen, I love you. You're my son. Of course, I love you. But you're not bringing any value. You have a diploma and some basic knowledge, and you don't have any value in you right now. You have to learn more, or you have to be willing to learn in order for someone to actually hire you and give you a chance." Like, and he told me it was pretty painful back then, but I appreciate it now. Said, "I'm your father and I love you, and I would absolutely never hire you for anything." And he was right. I was 21. I was 21 or 22, something like that. I was ridiculously arrogant, stupid, impulsive, and basically all lovely qualities. And that advice hit hard, and I really love that you said that we should bring value. Because honestly, if I reflect, I didn't have like I was a semi-good looking calculator at the time. Like that was what I could do. And once you have a calculator in your pocket, you don't really need an arrogant little boy to walk around the office.
Mhm.
And with that said, please don't forget to send me all the links, social media, and about the books as well. I want to put them
Oh,
in the
okay.
description
Okay. Mhm.
below so that the audience can check them out.
Okay, sounds good, Danny. Well, it was so nice being on your podcast.
Likewise, have a nice day.
Okay.
Guys, I hope this one was useful. Please follow the channel on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Gap, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Ring the bell and all the good stuff. Have a nice week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday.